goes. Okay. Anyways, welcome everybody. This is it. So I believe this is a stand-in that is going to be playing for EXGamesPro. They do have this stand-in registered on the website, so he's technically part of the team. But yeah, as per UGC League rules, you cannot have any people play for your team that are not registered under your team on the website. That said, you can register up to 10 players, so you can have, you know, your solid 5 roster and then 5 potential stand-ins just sitting there waiting to go whenever. So, yeah, that'll be it. We're going to be underway here in just uno momento once everybody's loaded into the game, and definitely looking forward to this. I've casted Ophion Gaming before. They were a really fun team to watch. I'm not sure about EXGamesPro, though. I haven't seen any of their matches. Right now, looking at the teams, looks like EXGamesPro is currently 8-6 in their division, well, in the NA Iron division, and Ophion is 7-7. So these two are both right in the middle of the pack, and are definitely looking to snatch up these points. Two points to either of these teams will mean a whole hell of a lot for them. So, that said, we're getting into the game here, and we're going to have an Invoker and a Faceless Void Band right out the gates. Don't hate that at all. I kind of hate seeing Invoker Band out. I think he's starting to wane in terms of popularity and strength. I mean, that Quas, or the nerf to Cold Snap really hit him hard, and a lot of people argue that it was actually a buff to Cold Snap, but I would love to put forth the argument that you know, when was the last time you saw an Invoker get more than 4 points in Quas before the end of the game? Just doesn't happen. But anyways, Batrider and Lycan are going to be taken out. That means that we do still have a lot of these toxic heroes that we were seeing at the International still sitting in the pool. We've got the Razor available. We got that Prophet available. We've got you know, Venomancer, Enigma is in the pool still. You know, things like that. So you know, in a lot of the pro competitive games, we've been seeing a lot of these kind of early teamfight heroes taking charge of the meta. You know, the Enigmas that can get an early black hole and really wreck stuff up. You know, Doom, another hero right here that I failed to mention, absolutely fantastic. He's durable throughout the early game, so it's really hard to kill him. And once it hits the mid game, Doom gets to be really unstoppable. And same with Razor. I mean, he's very tanky, he's hard to bring down, and he farms relatively easily. And so once he jumps in that mid game and starts walking around the map, he messes stuff up. There's still potentially a Morphling available. You know, a lot of these heroes, but this is a strange meta. This is definitely a strange meta because the International kind of threw a huge mix of stuff into what people thought was beginning to be the meta. A lot of people are starting to shape up and you know, figure out what they liked doing, and there was a huge variety of strategies, but everyone was kind of settling into their own niche. And now that the Internationals happened, a lot of teams are starting to kind of transfer over to how these Chinese teams have been playing, kind of like the Newbie and the Vici and DK with these kind of early aggression strategies, and have been playing a lot heavier. That said, International was a bit of a weird phenomenon because I don't know if any of these teams had actually been playing like that before the International. I think a lot of them just kind of had this stuff sitting in their back pocket, and once they got to the tournament, they realized it was working, and they just kind of kept doing it. I mean, I don't think I can remember seeing Vici or Newbie or DK or even Cloud9 playing like they did at the International beforehand. It was this is all kind of just the stuff that they were bringing to the table for TI, and they'd obviously practiced it, but it wasn't anything that had made a big spectacle at any of the previous events like ESL 1. So, anyways, time. Getting into the game, we've got Doombringer, as I mentioned already, and then the Tidehunter Disruptor are going to be picked up by EXGamesPro. I do like this a lot. Offers a lot of teamfight synergy, and Disruptor shuts down a lot of heroes. Makes it really hard for Ophion to be able to pick. You know, you can't pick a hero like, you know, that relies on a heavy escape, something like a Puck or a Storm Spirit, or even like a Phantom Assassin or something. Like, you know, it's really easy to pick off those squishy but maneuverable heroes with that Glimpse. And of course, you always have the ultimate from Disruptor, which is the big selling point on him, which shuts down a lot of heroes. Heroes like Morphling feel a lot of pain from that. You get who else is really bad? Weaver's another one that gets hit really hard by that. You know, like Core ODs and Death Prophet. Actually, Death Prophet not so much, but yeah. It's a good ultimate. It's a good ultimate. Chen is going to be the pickup for Ophion here, so they're going to have him in the jungle, which means that Doom is likely going to be heading off towards the off lane, unless they want to run it as a one position, which has been seen somewhat, but not incredibly so. Shadow Shaman and Bounty Hunter are going to be the next two bans out. Shadow Shaman, another hero that has really burst into popularity, and I think he's always been really, really good. I don't think there's anything specifically that's really just shot him forward, but I think his ability to be strong in the early game and get those circle wars down and push down towers really makes him a valuable asset to any team. So, yeah, he's going to get taken out of the pool here and removed from this game. So, currently Ophion looking to really kind of secure that early to mid game push. Use that Chen to kind of get up in the tower's grill and use Doom to just kind of thwart off any pressure that would come towards him. You know, he's kind of meant to be that frontline hero that just doesn't take any of your shit. You know, if you want to fight him, you can. And this could mean that we're going to be seeing a bit of a tankier Doom, perhaps a mech pickup on him instead of the Chen, so that Chen can get some earlier pushing items, maybe even go straight for an Necronomicon. That is an option. I mean, Chen does tend to pick up that mech relatively quickly, so I guess it'll probably depend on who is farming faster. Offlane Doom can get shut down pretty easily. Magnus going to be banned out by Ophion. That's a little bit strange, but I can see where their thought process is on that. They see the Tide Hunter, they see the Disruptor. They don't want that Magnus getting the RPs that you know, in the game, especially with these two follow-ups. So I definitely agree with it. EXGamesPro could definitely go with something like a Puck that holds a lot of people in place, perhaps a Treant as the secondary support, you know, really play that AoE game, or they can just transition into kind of more generalized skills, whether that be, you know, picking up something like, I don't know, any form of thing.
Radiant team pick.
Really, just kind of diversify their lineup was what I was trying to say. They could look to diversify their lineup a little bit more. Instead, they go for the Sand King, so a little bit more team fight presence there. The ability to farm up their jungle, which is really good, something that they will want to be taken care of. So that Disruptor will likely be the hard lane supporting whoever they pick up as their carry, and the Sand King will you know, be roaming around. He'll be hitting the jungle whenever he can, and just kind of farm up for that Blink Dagger. If Tide and Sand King get a Blink Dagger, it is going to be very, very hard for Ophion to you know, escape or initiate a fight. I mean, the initiation is all on EXGamesPro right now, so we'll see how they plan to complement that in a second. But right now, Ophion's third pick coming up here. Curious to see what they're going to go for. Since they've drafted this Chen, it does mean that they're going to have to go with a dual lane somewhere. So we're going to have to see what they plan to use as that dual lane. We could see something like a Drow Visage, which has been run by Cloud9 quite a bit and is very strong in these early pushing brawling lineups. Just those birds get so obnoxiously strong, and the pushing power is absolutely incredible. I mean, you get a couple trolls or something on Chen, and activate that range aura with the Visage birds, you're going to be knocking down towers like nobody's business. So that's an option for them as well. It's a very safe tri-lane, or dual lane. Very safe dual lane means that, you know, they're not really in any danger of getting messed up by anything too aggressive. Vengeful Spirit is going to be the pickup, so we might be looking at Avenge Luna, which is another great setup for this. Avenge Luna, obviously they both have damage auras to complement each other, so they dish out a ton of damage. They both have, you know, they both have stuns on their Q, which means that they can lock somebody down for quite a while, hold them down, beat them up, and obviously the negative armor from the Vengeful Spirit and the Glaives of Wisdom from, or not the Glaives of Wisdom, the Moon Glaives from Luna help clear waves really quickly, so that complements push. So I do believe that might be the pickup here. I think Luna is going to be the choice for Ophion, unless EXGames wants to snipe it here. I mean, I think this is a pretty obvious pick. So I think if EXGames snatches the Luna, I mean, it would work out. Yeah, there they go. Okay, so they take it from Ophion, and I guarantee they're kicking themselves in the pants a little bit right now. I mean, you can pick up the Luna and it doesn't directly show off the Venge, and you know, I mean, there's no risk of EXGamesPro taking the Vengeful Spirit from you, because they've already got their two supports, and you know, they're not going to run the Venge as a carry just to try to shut down your pick. I think if they had picked the Luna first and then picked up the Venge second as their fourth pick, they would have had a much easier time. Instead, they're going to default to the Mirana. This might be a mid Mirana. I don't know if... yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. This could be a core Mirana. I don't know if they are a team that likes to run the one-position Mirana. One-position Mirana is very strong in its own right, but she just doesn't do as much as some other carries. She doesn't do as much as Luna. I mean, Luna has, you know, multiplicative damage output. Well, actually, not. That's the wrong word. She has immense damage output between the Moonglaves and the Astral Blessing. Is that what that? I can't remember what her aura is called. My bad. But, yeah, she has a lot of damage that complements whatever item she picks up. Meanwhile, the Mirana, not so much. She's all single target damage, and she really needs to rely on her arrows to pick it off. So they're going to pick up a Centaur, which means that I think this is probably actually going to be one position Centaur. Well, okay. Define one position. He'll be on the safe lane with the Vengeful Spirit. We're going to have a Mirana mid, Doom in the off lane, and Chen in the jungle. I say define off lane like that, or define one position like that, because there's a lot of teams that will put a not usually a core hero on their safe lane. You know, so teams like EG will run a softer support or a softer carry on the safe lane, and then they'll let Arteezy farm up mid, and he's technically their one position. He's their number one in farm priority, but that's because he's a that's just because of how they play it. So I do believe this is going to be a safe lane Centaur. Obviously, the Mirana is technically the one position she will be playing in the mid lane, though. That's kind of indicative of her item build here. You generally want to go for this Wraith Band to get out that early last hit damage on the mid lane, and you wouldn't do that on the safe lane, especially when there is the risk of the aggressive tri-lane, which it seems like we are going to be seeing here from EXGamesPro. Anyways, let's introduce the teams and get their names on the board here. We got Lehorse, V1.2 Beta going to be playing the Sand King over here. Attila going to be playing the Disruptor. Langy. He's the crap. Langy going to be playing on the Luna down here on the bottom. Akkot going to be taking the Brewmaster up towards the top. And where's our last one? Juma going to be playing on the Tidehunter up in the solo safe lane. Down here on the side of Ophion Gaming, we got Eddie Bagig. He spelled it out in chat and it still didn't make sense. He spelled it out syllable for syllable, so I didn't get it wrong, and I'm still getting it wrong. Eddie Bagig. It's just an awkward name to pronounce. WD 415. WD 40015. Going to be playing the Chen. And we've got Pete FBSD going to be playing the Centaur Warrunner down on the bottom lane. Wicket on the Mirana in the mid, and up on the top lane we got the Custodian playing on the Doom. So, Aggro Tri-Lane, this is going to be a place to watch. Actually, they rotated. They are rotating. Why are they rotating? They look like they wanted to go aggro. I think they could have gone aggro. I mean, actually, Venge Centaur is a pretty durable lane. I don't know if you're going to be able to make something out of that, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, that wasn't a... well, actually, okay. I think he checked the inventory of the Venge, saw that she didn't have any sentries, so he dropped the ward over there so that he's got the vision. We'll probably see a sentry ward coming out from one of the supports very soon to get rid of that. Actually, Chen has a sentry. He's going to go get rid of that right now. So that was a little bit foolish of Juma to run over there and drop that ward, especially when he knew that they would be seeing it. I mean, if you see a support over there and they can see you placing a ward, just don't place it. That's just going to get dewarded. Oh my god. Missing first blood. Looks like we had an awesome glimpse here by Attila, picked it back up, and they finished off the Doom by getting in on that Luna. That's a great start for Luna. She's going to be feeling a lot better about herself now that she's got that early kill. She's feeling good, man. She's feeling good. Doom back up in lane already, but 2 CS to his name, and he started out with a really squishy build. He went for those... Actually, did he go for those boots first? I think he did. I think he went for boots first. That is... some greedy shit, my friends. Some greedy shit. I mean, it works in some scenarios, but when you're up against a lane that has this much control, when you have the glimpse and when you've got the burrow strike and all this stuff, it really makes it hard to make those boots pay off. And I mean, the big thing about the boots is that you can run up and you can take little shots like that. You can kind of get in and out, and you can maneuver faster than the enemy supports. When they got that much, ability to lock you down from a range, especially with that glimpse, it becomes a lot harder for you to be able to maneuver properly. Mid lane, we got the Brewmaster with his bottle already. I mean, this 2-minute mark, that's not that unusual. Wicket, just waiting to pick his up. Obviously, he spent all of his starting money, so he's a little bit further behind than the Brewmaster, who only started with the Stout Shield and a couple of branches. And on the bottom lane, Tides, starting off with that Stout Shield. That's something that we don't see too often by off-lane Tides. Just because of the way Kraken Shell works and how good it is with the block, a lot of Tides just won't even bother to get the Stout Shield and will instead just go towards something that offers a little bit more stats, like the beginnings of a Bracer. They'll get like a Circlet or a Bracer, etc. And you know, do things that way. This Mirana getting beat down a little bit. This is the one danger of laning against a Brewmaster, is that he's, I mean, he's so strong if he gets close to you. I mean, you get a guaranteed crit on the first hit. You got that Thunderclap, which just dishes out a ton of damage, and, you know, if he gets on top of you, it can really hurt. I mean, we saw Wicked go from 625 HP to next to nothing in just a matter of a second. But that's the problem with Brewmaster as well, is that he does not have a gap closer until he picks up that Blink Dagger. So as long as you stay smart, you stay a little bit further back, and you keep away from him, he can't do that damage too consistently. And you know, that's kind of the key to outlaning a Brewmaster, is just taking your shots where you can and making sure he cannot get close to you.
Under attack.
Here's beer in your eye.
Down on the bottom lane, we got Tide wandering over to try to contest the pull. This might be a little bit dangerous for him if Venge decides to stun it out. They do have the Chen nearby. I don't know if he's going to go. Centaur is coming, though. Are they going to throw the Magic Missile? Oh, yeah, he's in range. Oh, no, the stun misses. Magic Missile. You got to lead up first with Magic Missile and then go in with the stun. That probably would have been a kill if they could have gone for it, but not the case. Tidehunter walks away completely unscathed. Well, he took a double edge, but I mean, he is fine for now. And he will survive. Surprised he put a point in Gush. He doesn't have a lot of mana. He's not going to be able to use. And, you know, with that offlane Tide, the big advantage to playing Tide on the offlane is the fact that you can get those Kraken Shell stacks up early and then head over to the Ancients. We saw a little bit of an engagement down bottom. And, oh man, catching out the Tidehunter down on the bottom lane. They're going to finish him off. First kill for Ophion Gaming on the board right now. And they're feeling good about that one for sure. Chen comes in. He was smoked up, but instead he's just going to help them push down the tower, summon a couple skeletons, and this tower's going to feel some hurt. They could fortify. I don't know if they have any TPs available to go on it. And there's Doom getting jumped on here by the Sand King. He's actually retaining a Clarity Charge throughout all that. That's pretty impressive, but Tidehunter is back down here. There's going to be TP support coming in from the Disruptor. What level is his Glimpse right now? Is that going to make a difference? No, it's only level 2. Not going to reach far enough to grab anybody back and mess up their day. Instead, he's just going to offer a little bit of support, just kind of help. Actually, he's going to deny his own creep so that the lane pushes harder, but yeah, they're fine, they're fine. Chen's going to go back to the jungle, hang out here, find some creeps, maybe gank up mid soon. It would be really good to try to hit Brew before, actually, no, never mind. I was going to say, before he hits 6, and he's a single creep away from 6, so once that 6 is hit, Brewmaster is pretty much unkillable. It's going to be really, really hard to bring him down, but up on top, it looks like Luna's been left alone against the Doom, which is something that they can afford to do. This is something you really have to consider in your draft. I mean, they picked the Luna kind of to deny it from Ophion, but if you, you know, if you pick a ranged hero with a decent harass, kind of like the Luna, perhaps like a Weaver or something like that, that really offers you that kind of ability to leave your carry safe, it lets your supports roam and do things like this. And I mean, it might result in kills here if they do it just right. But I think this has been spotted. I mean, I think they know it's here. It's just whether or not the Centaur and the Venge really care. Up in mid, we do have an engagement. The Mirana is going to pop off her ultimate to try to run away, and it is going to save her for now. But, you know, that is a very unfortunate use of the Moonlight Shadow. I mean, you don't want to be using that to escape your butt getting messed up. You need to use it to gank and get kills. And this is where Mirana can really start to get shut down. I mean, if you force her to use Moonlight Shadow defensively a lot, it means that she cannot be aggressive. She cannot jump into engagements knowing that she'll be safe, and it, you know, it takes away her ability to play safely, and it, you know, that is how you shut down a Mirana. You just force her to use those Moonlight Shadows, force her team back, and then jump them when they don't have it available. Going into Roche Pit, Brewmaster going to solo Roche. Not really, but he's got mana boots now, so he has all the infinite mana in the world and is going to maneuver it down towards bottom so that he can help out in this push. This is probably going to be a tier 1 unless we see some serious TP support coming in. Up in the top lane, we got a Doom flying out on the Luna. She dodges the arrow and continues running back towards her tower. The Doom is chasing, but he is not fast enough. It looks like the Doom, or the Luna is going to survive the Doom. So very well played by her, dodging that arrow, keeping out of the way of the Mirana, and will live to farm another day. She's got a self, she's going to pop that off, and of course that Helm of the Dominator to keep her in health. After that, Centaur ulti getting popped off to run away. So another team-wide ultimate being used to keep them away from danger. This is not how they want to be playing it. I mean, score is 1-1 right now, but Ophion is definitely on the back foot right here. They're feeling a lot of pressure, and it's meant they're in a much weaker state in terms of these fights. I mean, Yeah, we got the Brewmaster running in here. He doesn't give a shit. He's just going to jump right in there, and he'll pop off his ultimate in a second whenever he feels like he's in a little bit of danger. There it goes. Travel Split goes down. Burrow Strike jumps in, finishes off the Vengeful Spirit. It looks like the Disruptor did actually die. I don't know how he died. Oh yeah, Chen picked him off. Must have been with creeps, but yeah, Chen's in here. He teams up a melee creep from the Dire, so he's feeling a little stronger, but the Sand King will finish him off with that Sandstorm. Mirana is jumping down here, but this is a bad place to jump into, my friend. She's feeling a lot of pressure. Whoa, good arrow. Lands on the Brewmaster. I don't know if it's going to mean a lot, though. He's very tanky, and they really can't jump on him. I mean, the Centaur doesn't have enough mana for Stomp, and yeah, they just can't catch up. Brewmaster gets out 1 for 2 exchange there, 2 to 3 the kill score, and a little bit of damage done to the tower. I mean, I guess that was all right for Ophion. They defended, but they're in a much weaker state now. And EXGamesPro can just move right back in, charge back under this tower, and fight it up. And I mean, there's no Moonlight Shadow. Actually, there is a Moonlight Shadow. They don't have enough mana for it, though. Whoops, I just clicked on my minimap by accident. But yeah, Mirana's out retreating. She doesn't have the Moonlight Shadow. We don't have a Centaur ultimate. Actually, we do have a Centaur ultimate. All right, never mind. Never mind. They might be able to fight, maybe. If they're lucky, hopefully.
Double damage.
Alright, they're gonna try to pull the creep wave back here, but the Brewmaster is charging forward. And, oh, Avenge. No, you shouldn't have gone back, my friend. I mean, she probably would have still gotten caught if she kept running, but, you know, that was probably the worst of the decisions. At least she had a chance. Maybe she could have juked down into these trees or something, but not going to be the case there. Moonlight Shadow has gone off, and they are looking for action. The Centaur Stomp misses, and now they're chasing in on the Brewmaster. I don't know if they're going to be able to find him. He is walking away. Arrow going to fly, though, going through the trees, catches the Brewmaster. They're going to jump right in on him. Centaur ultimate gets popped, and Tidehunter pops off the Ravage, dishing out a ton of damage. Where's the Mirana? She left herself away, and there we go. The Tidehunter going to get finished off there as well. Centaur Stomp moving in. They've got the dust out on the Sand King, and they're going to finish him off. That was a 3-for-0 exchange. Maybe 3-for-0? No. 3-for-1 exchange as the Centaur drops to the negative earn charge, and that will be it. So 5-to-5 the kill score, and Ophion playing that really well. I didn't know if they were in real fighting condition to take that, but they made it work with a really nice arrow, a good follow-up with the Centaur ultimate, and bringing down that Brewmaster led into a lot more kills. So very well played by them. 5-to-5 the kill score, 10 minutes into this game, and things are looking decently even. And the reason I say decently is because of this farm disparity. The highest CS on the side of the Radiant is 27 on the Centaur. That doesn't work, my friends. That does not work. 27 CS on the Centaur will never compare to the 65 on the Luna. And this Luna has been farming really well. She's got her Power Tread, she's got her Helm of the Dominator. She hasn't dominated a creep yet, but she should go grab one and send it down towards the Ancients and get those stacking. I mean, the more stacks you can get on the Ancients, the earlier, the better. And you'll be playing a lot smoother if you can. Now, the Brewmaster just charging forth with no fear as he's got his ultimate, but he gets pounced on, dished, a little bit of damage dished out, and he's going to get swapped back, so he just pops off the ultimate. And I don't know if that was in their best interest to continue doing. They disjoint the stun on the Mirana, and he needs to purge that, man. Just finish off the Venge. What are you doing? Alright, he's looking for the Mirana, I guess. That was some really poor micromanagement there by the Brewmaster. I've got to say, he definitely could have had 2 kills out of that if he played it just right, but, you know, his team didn't follow up, and he didn't purge, and it was just a bit of a mess. So, both teams kind of playing a little bit of a flub there. I think that swap in from the Venge was not the smartest. I mean, if Venge, if that Brewmaster played it right, both Venge and Luna should be dead right now, and, you know, obviously, as I said, if the Brewmaster played it better, he'd have kills. So, oh well, no kills on the board from that fight, and instead, lands will stabilize just a little bit. We'll have a couple people pushing out mid here, with a couple people just kind of maintaining bottom. Brewmaster's gonna clear out this wave and then move in towards the mid-tier 1 tower. I don't think he'll finish it off. The Centaur's in the neighborhood, and they got TPs coming in. So yeah, that tower's gonna be just safe. Venge has been left down here all alone to soak up a little bit of solo XP and farm, get whatever she can out of that, and obviously her only threat here is the Tidehunter, and he's not going to finish her off alone. I mean, he could pop off the Ravage if he really wanted to, but I doubt that will be the case. He's still farming up top. 80 CS now at 12 minutes. That is a really, really good score to be at. That's what you want. She looks like she's heading straight towards a Black King Bar. Picked up a Mithril Hammer right off the bat, and you know, the amount of times I've seen a Luna go Desolator are absolutely 0, so I think it'll definitely be the Black King Bar.
How many times are you gonna miss?
Alright. Alright, we got the Wildkin throwing out the Tornado. He's just going to help push that lane just a little bit. I mean, it's very minute damage, but it is still damage. Helps push the lane and keep the creeps up. That Sandstorm going to kind of counteract that, though, as the Brewmaster walks in. Throws out a clap and clears up that wave. Centaur working really hard here to actually. Oh, okay. I was wondering where his boots were, but no, he just dropped them to farm. And there is a dire ward spotting him out here. Are they going to be able to snipe that set of boots? No, they're not. But they do have vision on him. Are they going to glimpse back? Glimpse, glimpse. Can you glimpse? No, just out of range. Just out of range. So no glimpse available. Centaur gets out of that. Does manage to save his boots. I mean, if he had gotten jumped on and. Oh man, could you imagine? His boots are standing right here, and Disruptor just gets like a kinetic field up around there. That would have sucked so much balls. Just kill the boots and laugh in his face. Not the case, though. Not the case. He gets out. He's totally fine. Up in the top lane, Doom is actually going for a hand of Midas, so he doesn't have anything to start off this game yet. Not the mech I was talking about. Doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Doesn't have any initiation or anything quite yet. It looks like Chen is going for the mech as I expected. But Arrow flies in. That was really poor. That could have been a kill, I believe. But anyways, Brostrike jumps in and just barely misses it. The Sandstorm is going to hold this out. They dust up the Sand King though. And are they going to go back in on this? Doom goes out on the Brewmaster, and I think he's dead. Yeah, no denies coming out. There it goes. So 6-5 the kill score, and there's momentum on the top lane, but Centaur ultimate going to be used to jump them out of that, and they do have the Moonlight Shadow as well, so they are completely safe to run away from that. A couple ultimates expended for the case, for the life of Brewmaster. I think that's totally fine. I'm going to try to hold back this Tier 1 tower, but actually maybe not. You got Wicked and the Custodian moving back around to mid. Maybe they're going to just try to trade. I mean, they know 4 people are up here, so I'm not sure why they all left, but we do have the Mirana coming back up right now. Tide's getting up in their face, just kind of asserting his dominance. And there goes a glimpse. They're going to pull him back. Are they going to get a kill out of this? No, they won't. The kinetic field misses. And yeah, Luna's going to jump up, dish out a little bit of damage to the tower. Just a single auto attack, but yeah, that'll be it. Creep wave was pulled too far away from the tower, and they just didn't have enough people committing to really make a fight out of that. But that's all right. That's all right. Oh, Arrow. Nope. Arrow misses.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, we do have a Ravage ready. Epicenter does not have enough mana available for it, and now it does. They're going to smoke around and just try to walk through this little jungle area, try to pick off whatever they can. They can definitely get this Venge and maybe the Centaur if they play it just right. Mirana should be able to leap away, but yeah, she leaps away. Kinetic Field misses. They're going to disrupt her back, and there goes the Mirana. She's going to get finished off. Great Stun goes out on the Vengeful Spirit, and Static Storm getting dished out as well. I think these damage over time should finish him off. They're looking for the Centaur as well. They got him Cycloned up, and he's going to drop. He gets a stun off, fairly decent, but the Earth Panda is going to stun him out. And as he tries to run away, he just... Oh, man. Yeah, Venge actually did manage to escape that. So, Venge gets away, 6-7 the kill score, and EXGamesPro may be looking at their second Tier 1 of the game. I think once this next creep wave arrives, they're going to have it in the bag. There's nothing really to defend them. I mean, the Venge could, like, TP up, but... Yeah, instead the Chen's just going to try to trade it for some damage on the Tier 1 mid. I don't know if he's going to get it. I doubt he will. They're going to fortify and will probably TP in right after they get this. And yeah, we see 3 TPs coming in towards mid, and the mid tower is going to stand. So all 6 outer towers still remain on the side of EXGamesPro, and 2 down on the side of Ophion. Arrow gonna fly, misses up on the Tidehunter. He's gonna juke that and just run away, no problemo. He is picking up the mech for his team, so he's got that available to him. I think he just needs 200 more gold, and he will have the recipe for that. Let's check up on the items and just see where we're at. Chen actually has his full mechanism. He just needs to have that flown out to him. Blink Dagger up on the Doombringer, so he's gonna have the ability to jump in, start initiating some of these fights for his team, which is something they really need. The Centaur Warrunner has picked up the Hood of Defiance, so a little bit of magic resistance for him to prevent the damage on the double edge, and just keep him a little bit beefier. Mirana gone for the Phase Boots, Aquila, and the bottle as well. Down on the side of EXGamesPro, we've got the Mana Boots. Up on the Brewmaster, we've got a Helm of the Dominator and a full Black King Bar completed on the Luna. Nothing but dust up on the Disruptor, but I mean, he's Disruptor, doesn't really matter. On the Tidehunter, like I said, moving towards that mechanism, he's got that available to him now, and Sand King has got a Blink Dagger, but no boots, so he's a little bit poorer than he'd like to be, but I mean, he's still got the Blink Dagger, he's still got the utility, so he's going to be able to jump in on a lot of these fights and cause some havoc, so good for him. Man, these last hits are ridiculously scary. We are seeing a Luna that is like way beyond doubled the next highest CS on the board. And even though the next highest are all on the side of the Radiant, it still is not going to make a difference because your third highest is on Chen. Actually, not anymore. Brewmaster just jumps up after clearing out a creep wave here. But, yeah, I mean, Chen having all this farm doesn't really mean a lot. I mean, he's got the mech, he's got some wards, that's good for him, but, you know, that's kind of something you expect anyways. Chen is going to get that mech, and that's kind of just a part of the hero that you get to deal with. The Centaur, I mean, he's put all of his money towards this Hood of Defiance. He didn't go for a Blink Dagger early, so he doesn't have the initiation he needs. Really, all he does have is tankiness, and, you know, in the middle of these fights where there's so much team fight going on from the side of EXGamesPro, I don't think it's really going to matter what Centaur does. Luna, on the other hand, Brick B means that pretty much nothing but the Doom is going to do anything to her, and even then, I mean, if she gets the Black King off before the Doom, you know, it prevents all the damage anyways, and she can still keep fighting up, so definitely a scary looking Luna. Scary, scary, scary. The one thing that she hasn't done is stack these Ancients for herself. I mean, if she was doing this, she could be raking in another couple thousand gold. And, yeah, Tidehunter going to get jumped on the mid lane. And pops off the Ravage right before his death. The Hand of God going to go out, try to heal up his teammates. But we got 2 down on the side of the Radiant already. Centaur Ultimate going to go off to try to keep them away from this fight. But the Doom turns back around to try to get that Doom off on the Brewmaster. And I think that cost him his life. He might have been able to run away. But, yeah, there's going to have to be a deny on the Brewmaster. Is Disruptor going to be able to get it? No. He waits a little bit too long and gets picked off. Meanwhile, Sand King jumps a little bit too far forward trying to catch up the Centaur, and he gets picked off under his own tower. So what should have just been a 1-for-3 engagement for the side of EXGamesPro turned into a 3-for-3. A little bit odd how that ended, but, you know, that's kind of how she goes. 3-for-3, 9-10 the kill score, and both these teams actually playing this really, really well. I'm surprised at how even the kill totals are. Like I said, I do believe X Games has a huge advantage in this Luna, but you know, they're still missing the fact that, well, I mean, there is still an ability for Ophion to fight this up. I mean, they're definitely not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. They still have an ability to fight and push really well with this Chen, and you know, if they make something out of this, if they get a couple more items on the Mirana, perhaps the Maelstrom, which I believe that this Glove of Haste is being turned into, you know, then we could see a solid return by Ophion Gaming. Moving in towards the mid lane now. They got 4 heroes present. Actually, oh man, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I saw what the Doom did. I think he tried to pop his Midas on a creep and accidentally just teleported to the tower. He was right beside Disruptor. Questionable move getting that far forward. Gets picked off right at the beginning of this fight. Doom's going to try to run away. He might be in a little bit of trouble though as the Tidehunter is chasing him out. Moonlight Shadow is going to offer him some safe escape though. We've got a Flying Vengeful here. Man, this makes me so sad to see, man. So sad to see. And the Brewmaster's going. He's going to have to blink away from this. Arrow going to fly in, catches on a creep, not going to make anything back out of that. And I think this is going to be a disengage, yeah. Both teams kind of just backing it up from here. Taking their shots where they can, but, you know, no fight is going to continue past this point. That was really unfortunate. Oh, man. Brewmaster going apeshit. He's going for it. And the Sand King is in here as well. Starts the Sandstorm up, and it's going to dish out just enough damage. Maybe not. No. Okay, Gush goes out, finishes off the Vengeful Spirit, and Brewmaster does get finished on the backlines. Runs away, but he's taking a little bit too much tower aggro, and that's going to be it. 11-11, and Disruptor. Glimpsing back to Chen, not going to do much with that. Sand King jumps forward, though. Gets a great stun on Chen, all his creeps, and the Mirana as well. We got a Sandstorm Kinetic Field going down, but it doesn't catch the Chen. He's going to try to run away from this. Got Hand of God off cooldown in another 8 seconds, but he jumps into the trees. Oh, no. Yeah, Burrow Strike. And he pops the Ravage, too. That was overkill. That was overkill. Doesn't matter, though. They get the kill and might be able to get the Tier 1 tower with this. Oh, man. Dire Courier dies to the tower on the way back out. That's why you don't die, friends. Your Courier dies. Sand King just chilling here, and the Centaur is going to miss his stun as the Sand King jumps away at just the right moment. He's going to get out of that, no problem. He's got those boots up now, and with a couple hundred more gold, he'll be picking up his Arcanes. Yeah, Maelstrom up on the Mirana right now, but she is still a hella squishy. What is she doing? She's just attacking! Oh my god! She leaps out and gets swapped back in. Oh my god, what a trolley venge. The Sand King jumps in, gets a great stun on 2. Hand of God goes out to try to keep them healed back up. And so far we have only traded a Mirana for a disruptor right now. And juking through the trees, the Brewmaster actually survives that engagement. Wanting to jump back in, what a great Bro Strike, max range, jumps in on the Doom, and they're going to finish him off with the crit. Brewmaster gets the kill, 12-14 the kill score, and EXGamesPro executing that fight absolutely gorgeously. Juking the Doom through the trees with the Brewmaster, keeping him alive with just a very small fraction of HP, and then bottling up and jumping right back in to finish him off. This Sand King has been playing out of his mind, though. These Burrow Strikes are absolutely fantastic. The one where he caught the Chen with all the creeps and the Luna over here was just immaculate. Just beautiful. Gets that kill, and has just been playing on top of his game right now. I'm really enjoying the Sand King play. Like I said, the more kills that Ophion gives up here, the less... Okay, what I'm trying to say is that they cannot afford to trade this game evenly. You know, they need to be winning these engagements decisively. They cannot keep the kill score even. This Luna is the X factor right now, and since there's no true carry on the side of Ophion, you know, this Luna is basically the X factor for EXGamesPro, and I mean, she's got more than 100 CS of the next highest hero on the board, and that's absolutely huge. I mean, if we swap over to the net worth graph, we see that translates to a 3,000 gold advantage, which is just absurd. Great arrow lands on the Sand King. They can't initiate on that, though. It's just the Marauder by herself, and nobody's really here. I mean, the Chen's down in the jungle trying to farm up some creeps so that he can contribute to this fight, but meanwhile, his team's getting jumped on. Moonlight Shadow goes up, the Centaur jumps in, but he gets stealthed up. Two-man Burrow Strike there, and 2 men have fallen. Now they're looking for the Marana, and the Moonlight Shadow's going to pop off in just a second here. Will they find her when it comes down? I don't know. The Brewmaster went a little bit too far, but yeah, he's just fine. His Fire Spirit's going to die. That's just fine. He can turn back around, fight it up. Arrow goes out and lands on the Earth Spirit just before it turns back around. Yeah, this Brewmaster, he's been playing okay, but I don't think he realizes the ability to purge the Cyclone. Great Blink Burrow Strike, jumps in on the Doom. Are they going to finish him off? They're looking for it. Doom goes out of the Brewmaster, though. He's not going to be able to get out of that one alive, and the Ravage goes out. They're going to finish him off in the Epicenter, doing work. Finishes off 2 heroes, and now the Vengeful Spirit jumping into a fight that she should not be a part of. Actually gets glimpsed back away by the Disruptor, and that'll be it. Tier 2 goes down, and Luna is still farming like a madman. Got a full Manta style in her inventory that she's flying out to herself right now. 205, but farming like crazy. Now the Sand King facing a lot of damage now, and they actually finish him off. 425 or 24 gold in the pocket of the Centaur Warrunner. Now chasing in onto this Disruptor. Are they going to find him? He's waiting, He's got a Blink Dagger, and he's got a Stomp. Will he go for it? Come on, blink, 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 stop! There it goes. And Disruptor is post-Arenos. Doom gonna get that kill with a level death.
A demon's luck with numbers.
Alright. So, yeah, like I said, net worth looking pretty damn scary in the favor of EXGamesPro. If we look towards the graphs, we can start to see this reflected here. We're closing in on a 10k advantage in terms of gold, and in terms of XP, what was actually an advantage for Ophion, taking a couple good engagements in those even fights, has shifted very quickly back down to a 4,000 XP advantage in the favor of EXGamesPro. A lot of that was due to these couple fights along the mid lane. There were a lot of skirmishes here and a lot of deaths that occurred. Yeah, whew. I haven't stopped talking in a while, man. Arrow hits up on the Brewmaster. That's going to do nothing but hold him back while they Moonlight Shadow for no reason. A Sentry Ward right here. I mean, they could initiate this fight, no problem. Yeah, that was an odd Moonlight Shadow, I gotta say. They really didn't need that to get out of there, but oh well. Another arrow lands on the Brewmaster, not going to do a whole lot though. Generation Rune going to be found bottom. Brewmaster can fill up his bottle with that. I think the Centaur should have seen that disappear. Anyways, the smoke is being used to go into the Roche right now, and Attila going to go drop a sentry, try to keep this area warded up. Great sentry placement here too, by the way. This spot is very hard to remember, but if you get it just on this exact spot, you cover this cliff, you cover this cliff, and you cover the very corner of this cliff. So it's exactly where you want that sentry to be. I always have a hard time placing that, and I always miss and just place it like down here so that it just barely covers that. But yeah, anyways, Roche going to go down, and of course the Luna going to be picking that up. She's got a Manta style, a Black King bar, and 2,400 gold in the bank. So yeah, she is a very, very scary force to be reckoned with right now. 4k above the next person highest on the net worth board, and if we switch over to the hero level, 3 levels higher. Now they do land a good arrow on her, but I mean that's been the story of this Mirana's life all game long. Landing arrows, but there's no follow-up. I mean, they can't do anything. And Doom throws out a Doom onto the Luna, and he's chasing it up, trying to do what he can, but teammate's going to be there to help him out, and Luna's just going to turn it back and fight it up, and yeah, the kill will go to the Brewmaster, but Luna's going to survive. She'll live to fight another day with that mechanism, and can lifesteal up. And what are these ultimates, man? Like, they just Centaur ulted for nothing. Literally nothing. Like, the furthest person on their team was out here, and all of EXGamesPro is right up here, and they saw it with the arrow, but they popped off the Centaur ultimate anyways. Like, I don't know, man. This is a little bit sloppy. I gotta say, I mean, maybe this is misclicks, maybe it's just them playing extra safe and saying, hey, let's get the hell out of here before we get blinked on, but, I mean, they knew where they were. This wasn't just like a, oh shit, I think they're coming, I'm gonna ultimate. This was like a, they're over there, I'm gonna ultimate. I don't know, man. I don't know. 5k advantage on the Luna right now over the next highest, which is the Doom. And of course, Doom kind of always has a naturally high net worth just because of Midas and Devour. Just gives him so much extra gold. And he does have a Black King Bar. He is the scariest fighter on the side of Ophion, but I mean, he's just not doing much. I mean, we saw him jump in on that Luna there, and he just got turned on and exploded. He's doing all right, but you know, just sometimes there's just nothing you can do. And right now, the Mirana's going to try to secures a tier 1 tower that's a little bit of gold in their pockets and will be TPing back. So I guess that was decent for him. But meanwhile, the Brewmaster's going to jump in and start the engagement off. Oh my god, Blink Ravage with the epicenter. 3 heroes down almost instantly, and they're going to go a little bit deeper. Are they going to find anything? I don't think so. No detection for the Moonlight Shadow, but the Mirana buys back. And, I mean, this is going to be Rax for sure. I mean, they can try to fight this up with these 3 heroes, but I think it's only going to end in more deaths. We got a stun out on the Chen right now. He's going to try to run away, but the Kinetic Field is holding him in place. Are they going to find a kill out of this Disruptor? Pulls the Mirana back with a glimpse, and I don't know. Maybe they get the kill. Maybe. Yeah, blink forward by the Brewmaster. No, they get the Chen, and oh, they do get the Mirana as well. Centaur survives in his base, but yeah, these Rax are going to go down full shizzle. And the Aegis still stands on the Luna. She's got a Eagle Song in her inventory, and she's got the money to buy her Butterfly. Well, actually, she will in just a second, but yeah, this is getting pretty out of hand very quickly. I mean, like I said, Ophion just could not afford to trade evenly, and they were doing it for a long time. For about 20 minutes in this game, they were just trading completely evenly, and there was a 1 to 2 kill difference at all times on the board. But it just didn't matter, because EXGamesPro was using the map a lot more efficiently. Their Sand King was farming the jungle, their Luna was farming the safe lane, and oh man. They swapped the Luna back into this fountain, but I think she's just going to be able to turn and fight this. I mean, she's trying to run away, but she could just fight. And, oh man, she's actually going to evade some hits and walk out of this without popping her Aegis. I can't believe that, getting swapped into the fountain and walking away with your life. That's pretty incredible. Anyways, Doom goes out on the Brewmaster. He's going to fall in just a second. Luna, life-stealing through everything, manages to survive in the Centaur. Gets brought back to base by the Chen, try to keep him alive, and man, Luna is living through everything. She is just absolutely ridiculous, and yeah, like I said, she is the X Factor. You let her get a little bit too far, and that's going to be it. That's what happened. I think this game definitely would have gone a lot differently if Ophion had managed to pick up that Luna. It was definitely within their game plan. They saw that they had to do a dual lane. They said, alright, we can do the Venge Luna, that'll work for us, but they went for the Venge first instead of the Luna, and it meant that EXGamesPro was able to snatch the Luna as their carry pickup instead. Really, really unfortunate. You gotta think about these things when you're drafting, and I think that actually did kind of define this game, because the Centaur Venge, it works decently, but he's just not a good enough core unless you get a quick Blink Dagger and you start killing stuff immediately. And he decided to go for that Hood of Defiance and didn't get the mobility, didn't get the ganks, and it just resulted in a fight not going how they wanted to. Tidehunter getting picked off there, Centaur getting blown up in return, and yeah, the Luna's just going insane. Finishes off the Venge. Gets a handful of gold in her pocket like she needs anymore. 3,300 in her pocket. Charging forward right now. Pops up at Manta style. Just going to dish out the damage. And GG going to be called by Ophion Gaming Wicket. Calls out the GG, and that will be it for game number 1. So, oh man, what a game! What a game! Like I said, that was kind of it was very unfortunate how the draft worked out that game, because it could have gone a lot differently, and I feel it would have if they had gotten it, but. Just not the case. Anyways, I'm going to throw up an overlay. We're going to have a very short break, and then we're going to be back in for game number 2 in just a second, folks. Don't go anywhere. Actually, you can go somewhere. You can go to the kitchen and get yourself a glass of water. You can take a break. You can go to the bathroom maybe if you need to do that. But be sure to be back here in just a couple moments, as we will have Game 2 between Ophion Gaming and EXGamesPro here on the UGC Dota 2 League. Cheers.